Hey guys, it's Jason here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the video. Today we get to unbox the Traxxas Raptor R. Now, if you watched the Jado 4x4 unboxing, you would have seen the truck in that video. I kind of briefly went over why I had picked it up and, it had to do, guys, with the fact that Traxxas was having that crazy early Black Friday sale, 150 bucks off Canadian. But I've had this truck now sitting on the floor for about 4 or 5 days and I just really want to get into it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to quickly go over some of the box art, but then we're going to get the truck out and I'm going to tell you guys my plans for this. Now, the one thing I've noticed, if you've been on the Traxxas website lately, they do not have the Fox edition on there anymore. So when you used to go into the Raptor R section, you would see the blue body, the red body, and then the Fox edition if you went into the gallery and you looked at all the pictures. This is not in there anymore. I noticed that just a few days ago that the Fox edition has kind of been removed. So I don't know if they're doing a different delivery on it, different graphics, or if it's just going away altogether. The blue and red is still on there, just not this one. Now, quickly going over the box, you have the new extended chassis, guys. So again, this is basically kind of like a slash 4x4 with an extended chassis. You do have slightly taller tires. They are kind of a replica of the BF Goodwrench all-terrain tires, which is pretty sweet because, again, they are going for more of kind of a scale look on this truck. I do believe that the Raptor R was the first truck to come with the extreme heavy-duty package installed right out of the box. I think up till then, it was always kind of an option part for the Slash, the Haas, the Rustler, whatever, where now on most of their cars, they just come already installed, which is kind of nice. It's something you don't have to worry about buying, and they are super big and durable. So we're not going to be changing those out. It does come with front headlights down in the bumper, which is kind of more like fog lights or driving lights. I'm not sure why they just didn't include the headlights right out of the box since they're going for pro scale, but you can add, I think it's the Stampede 4x4 has 4 LEDs that you can just kind of slap into the light buckets here, or you can now buy the Raptor R sort of bumper kit where you get a new front bumper with a LED bar and they give you those headlights as well. Everything else on here, guys, is basic, Traxxas 3S sort of setup, your VXL 3S, your 3500 kV motor, TQI radio with TSM, which is nice. I'm not going to be running the TQI radio. I'll be going to a radio link receiver and my RC8X. But guys, either way, I just really want to see this truck. So I did take a quick peek in the box to make sure that I got the right end and that it was right side up. So starting off, we have the Traxxas TQI. Now, a lot of people like this radio. It works. It does the job. It's got a half decent foam surround on the wheel. Personally, I'm just not a fan of Traxxas radios, so I will not be using it. Like I mentioned, guys, earlier on, I will be changing it out for a radio link receiver. And I don't think you can see them right now because they're way over there. But this morning when I was cleaning up, I actually found another receiver. So I was kind of pumped about that. Right now, I can see the truck. It looks sharp. I've got the front end staring at me. So here we go, guys. Ooh, yeah. Oh man, that looks good. Now, all that's left in the box is more styrofoam, the manual. You have some shock spacers here, guys, your preload spacers. We do have what looks to be a high-speed pinion. I'm not really quite sure what size it is because it doesn't say on it, but we'll check that out later. Oh man, guys, looks good. You know what, kind of first impressions, guys, of the truck, a little bit of weight, nothing crazy. Suspension is actually, guys, stiffer than I thought it was going to be. The way a lot of people made it sound that it was very kind of loose, but I don't really feel like that's the case. But let's get that wrapping off. Now this truck, guys, is going to be, like I sort of mentioned, I don't want to call it a shelf queen. I actually hate that word, but it's just not going to be one that I beat the heck out of. From watching some of the videos, I know that this thing is not like a crazy jumper or anything like that, but oh man, this thing looks incredible. And again, guys, I don't know if this body, the Fox edition, is still going to be available. So I'm trying to decide if I spend, like $230 Canadian to buy another one of these so that I can have a body that I can go out and drive. And if it rolls, whatever, I can have some fun, but then get home and slap this one, like a clean one, back on it. I know some people don't get that, but for me, yeah, I've got one with my Kagama. I think I have a few with my Asuga. So I can always kind of change things up a little bit, but keeping one that just looks nice, because this thing, guys, looks incredible. The colors look awesome. Just the way everything looks together. They did a great job of the fenders. The truck looks sick. I'm trying to get an idea if I want to add a little bit more. You know, you go a little bit higher, and I understand obviously you're bringing your weight up a little bit, but I just kind of liked a little bit more of an off-road look. This thing does seem to sit pretty low. But either way, guys, that's like little minor details. All right, guys, so I'm trying to do my best just to give you, different angles of the truck, because I really do think that with the Raptor R, and then obviously, guys, the Fox Edition, you are paying for this body more than anything. With some cars and some trucks, you are paying for, the chassis, the guts, the power, all that kind of stuff, the durability. With the Raptor R, in my opinion, guys, and you guys can let me know if you think I'm wrong, you're paying for this body, you're paying for the look, but it doesn't disappoint, guys. It looks incredible. Definitely pumped about it. This truck is going to be getting a lot of the Vidavon parts, guys, that I picked up. So I do have the bulkheads, the diff housings, guys, front and rear. I've got the aluminum bell cranks for it as well. And I also have a few of the Traxxas parts for this truck. So I've got parts that I thought I was going to be putting into either the Stampede or the Jado 4x4. They may find their way in this. Now, the only issue is those parts I picked up, like the motor mount and stuff like that, will work better in a car that you plan on driving. That's the whole point of putting those parts in it. So we'll see. On one way, I just want to put everything into the Jado 4x4 because I do plan on sending that buggy and putting it through everything that it possibly can take. But at the same time, it would be fun to put, those nice flashy parts into something that looks this way, because this thing looks insane. I really like the fact that with this truck, you are getting, somewhat scale realism. Let's face it, guys, it's not some scale crawler that somebody's, 3D printed and done everything amazing for. But for something that comes out of the box, it looks killer. So it's a fun platform to work with. So if you're looking for a truck where you want something that you can put some money into, option out a bit, dress it up, but at the same time, you will have fun running this. If you take it out, you can still rip it around. It's still going to be fast. You're not kind of stuck with something that ends up being really boring. That's not going to be the case with this. Now, like I mentioned, guys, with a lot of the new Traxxas trucks, it has the clipless mounting system, which is nice. Just throw your fingers underneath, give it a little click, and the body comes off. I like that for when you're out and about, and if you happen to take a bad landing or even just a hard landing, your battery connector comes loose. Instead of fighting with body clips and getting the body off, it's a very simple process. Now, underneath, like I had mentioned when we were going over the box art, you have the Valenion VXL3S system, so a 3500 kV motor, VXL3S ESC, TQI receiver in the waterproof receiver box, which is always nice to have, and the 2075 steering servo. I do need to pick up some servos because even though this servo will perform well in this truck, usually by the third or the fourth one, I've kind of burnt them out, and that's even setting up endpoints because I always switch over to a full digital radio. They just don't seem to last. So you'll see it in there for now and for the first few runs until it's done. I love the fact that the Raptor R does have the black chassis. Now I'm going to quickly, guys, grab my Stampede. So if you were wondering the difference there, you can see, guys, the gray and the black, which is kind of nice. I'm a huge fan, guys, of the black chassis. I think it's the way to go. I got made fun of in my Slash 4x4 Ultimate video because I kind of went on and on about it, but I just think it makes the truck look a little bit richer. It makes it look cleaner. I don't know. There's just something about it. I kind of wish Traxxas would do the black chassis across the board. Now you have sort of the same battery tray, so it's just kind of the clamp, kind of spins out. I don't mind this system if I have batteries to fit it. So what we're going to do in this video, probably very, very soon is actually go through some of my 3S batteries and see which ones will fit, because I don't think I bought the taller system for this. Now, I might actually have one on my wall of parts, but it's buried behind a lot of stuff, so I don't know if we're gonna get to it. But either way, I am gonna check, guys. You know what, I'm gonna do it right now. Let's see what we've got for a 3S battery. Now, it's always nice when the first battery you grab fits. So this is a Genzace pack. It is a 5000 milliamp 3S 60C discharge rate. These are slightly a little bit longer, but they are a little bit skinnier. I had originally got them for my UDR, but what is nice, guys, is it fits in here no problem at all. And I've even got the bar guy set at the lower setting, so if you kind of take this thing out and flip it around, you can set it so you've got a little bit more height on your battery, but you can see now she kind of wants to wiggle all over the place. Flip it back, keep it at 23 millimeters. The only thing I will do is I will throw a foam block in here just to kind of keep the battery from sort of shifting back this way. It does take a little bit of force, but I still don't want the battery moving. Now, a few of the only other minor things, guys, I can go over is you still have the usual shocks that we've seen forever. I did just get the blue GTRs, or I bought them. They're on their way to me, so I'm going to be changing those out. There are no sway bars. This is still using a slipper. It does not have a center differential. You do have front and rear sealed center differentials, so that's cool. You've got the big heavy-duty HD parts, guys, front and rear, so your C-hubs, steering knuckles, rear hub carriers, drive shafts. As far as I know, yep, the shock towers are too. So you've got a fairly durable platform here. It's just because of the length, it doesn't necessarily jump the best, or at least from what I've seen in the videos. I don't know if putting in more power would fix that. So what I'm getting at is, again, if you did watch the Jado 4x4 video, you know that I got this guy. Cobra Tan 3200 kV, 4S ESC, 3S motor, but we've put 4S into it lots. I had thought about dropping this system into the Jado. I keep putting my hand over there, but you can sort of see the front of it, because I do think this system is going to perform amazing in the Jado. I don't think you need anything else besides this system, because the Jado doesn't weigh anything. I think this truck, being a little bit longer, having a little bit more weight, might benefit from this better. Now, the only issue I have, and this is, guys, where my head always goes a little bit crazy and a little bit wonky, is I don't plan on driving this anywhere near as much as I plan on driving the Jado. To throw something that I think, guys, was like $400 Canadian or something like that, I don't remember now, into a truck that I'm not going to drive all that much doesn't really make a lot of sense. So maybe, guys, at one point we'll just throw it in to try it out. The connector will be soldered onto it, and it'll be easy to kind of transfer in, because it doesn't take much to swap out this motor. So yeah, we'll see, guys. That'll come at some point, not anytime soon though. The shocks, though, on the other hand, they will hopefully be on this truck the next time you see it. All right, guys, there you have it. The Traxxas Raptor R. This is the Fox edition. You know what? There's not a lot to go over, so to spend a lot of time unboxing and going over things that you've seen before, my bet is there is not one person watching this video that has not seen a Slash 4x4. And pretty much the only difference, guys, again, is the extended chassis, different body, and it now has all the HD Extreme parts on it, which the new Slash, new Rustler, new Stampede all have also. So like I've mentioned many times, you are paying for the body, you're paying for that molded grille, the light buckets, the scale realism, and everything that you're going to be able to do with this. I've seen some crazy builds where they even have the 3 kind of amber lights in here. It just looks really sharp. I might reach out to some of those guys and see how they did it or where they got them from, because I think that's kind of what I'm going to end up doing with this truck, is sort of having fun, putting a little bit of parts into it, but still having a truck that I can enjoy, I can take out, I can, take smaller jumps with, maybe make it fast. I don't know how that would behave. So putting, a kind of a crazy system in it and maybe making that be the fun of the truck, is that it's just stupid powerful. I don't know. But either way, I bought it, guys, because I just love the look of it. I know underneath you've got a proven platform. So, hey, it's a great start. But guys, that's it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. Please subscribe. And yep, there are some pics.